Hi, I'm Kent.
Hi, I'm Marshall. Hi, I'm Adeline.
And this is Film and Family, a podcast for filmmakers with families in the film and television industries. Let's jump right in. Hit subscribe to never miss an episode. All right, you guys. Today, we are here with Marshall and Adeline Tallman. These are Anna and I's two oldest children. They were both in the feature film that we are currently wrapping up post on. By wrapping up, I mean we're probably in the throes of it. We're in the middle of it. But we're going to be speaking with them a little bit about what it was like and how that was for them. Marshall is... How old are you, Marshall?
5.
You were definitely still 5 years old, Marshall, and 3 years old, Adeline, when you were doing the movie. Do you feel like that was a hard thing to do when we made the movie together? Adeline, what do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know if it was hard or not?
It was kind of hard.
What was kind of hard about it?
When we were going out there and running up the hill.
Oh yeah, there was a scene where we had to go up and down a hill quite a few times. That was when Marshall's character Eli loses his sister. You were playing the sister. What was the sister's name, Adeline?
Clay.
Thank you for sneezing on me, Marshall. But that was hard, huh, having to go up and down that hill. How many times do you think you had to go up and down that hill?
2.
At least, huh? Yeah, lots of up and down. Marshall, do you feel like it was kind of hard making the movie?
Yeah. So when I didn't want to make, I was like, I want to help make the movie, but I didn't really want to at that time. I was kind of angry, and it was kind of hard making the movie.
What time are you talking about?
When I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, why do you think you got kind of angry?
I can't remember.
Yeah, sometimes I don't remember that stuff either. What was hard about it?
Just didn't want to do it, so.
But then, were there days where you did want to do it?
Yeah.
Can you remember a time when you really wanted to make the movie, or it was extra fun?
When I was at Huddleston Pond, and I was really close to home, running home, and it was pretty fast, and it was really fun.
You were running really fast. Yeah, that was over by Peachtree Lake, not Huddleston Pond, and I remember that day because you were running, and you had to run from the bridge all the way over to that first right turn, and we had a really long 100mm lens, so it was zoomed in way close to you, and I mean it's relatively long lens, and you had to run as hard as you could all the way down that golf cart path. And I think you did that run, I think you did about 6 or 7 takes of that, and you ran a lot. And then we had to go do more because you had to run past the camera for a profile shot. And then do you remember when I was on the golf cart pointing the camera at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to run, and what did you have to do then?
I can't remember.
You were still running, huh? But what was I doing?
Shooting me?
Yeah, I was taking video of you, and I was on the golf cart with the camera, huh? And we were just running right next to the golf cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marshall, you did so well that day. You ran and ran and ran, and that was after a long day. I think that was the same day that Adeline was saying you guys were on that big hill. What was your favorite part, Adeline, of making the movie?
When Marshall was running fast, and Marshall said, when Marshall was running and you were taking a camera, and when the golf carts came down, and there's a place that had and there's a place that had a and there's a place that had waffles at it. Waffle place.
Wow, I don't remember anything about waffles during the movie.
When we were on the hill, there was when we came down, there's the Waffle House right there. So.
Oh, you're right. At the top of that hill, if we go a little further, there's a little shopping district there with a Waffle House. That's good memory, you guys. Well, it's interesting to see what sticks out. So this is pretty indicative of what it was like on set some days. High energy with kids, sometimes low focus, and sometimes people get the giggles. Do you guys remember being in the movie in the house? Do you remember there were days where you guys were with Brando and Scout and Claire?
Yeah, I remember when we in the movie when we were crashing down the wall.
Oh yeah, there's a part where we were crashing down the wall in our house for the movie. And what were you going to say, Marshall? What do you remember?
I remember when we were doing dinner, eating the pasta. Also, I remember when I ran in the house while Brenda was breaking down the wall, and he said, "Claire."
Oh yeah. Well, that was lots of fun. Yeah, you guys remember when Brando was crashing down the wall, and you remember, Marshall, some eating with the family. There are a lot of meal scenes in this movie, huh? Where you guys are eating breakfast. There's a breakfast one. There's a lunch one, and there's a dinner or two in the movie as well.
There's two dinners, one breakfast, but when they did the breakfast, the mom got really mad.
Yeah, I think that was a dinner scene.
No, it was when she's like, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Go to school.
Oh yeah, that was at the end of a breakfast when you guys are. Yeah, she gets upset and wants you guys to go get on the bus, huh?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember doing the bus?
Yeah, and one time we missed the bus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we put our sunglasses on and went to the bus stop and we waited for the bus to come and then we hopped on the bus. I remember that part.
Yeah. Was that pretty fun to get on a bus?
Yeah.
There are lots of fun things about making movies, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. There were some fun things that we did. Well.
I remember a part. When we go downstairs and we were playing with toys and then we pick up picture and then we go back upstairs. I remember that part. We're doing this in the playroom.
Oh, we're recording this podcast in our playroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That is what we're doing. There were some scenes in the movie in this playroom too. Not very many, but I remember Adeline fell asleep and we recorded a scene of her going to bed. And I remember there's also a scene where you guys are playing together and Marshall has an owie on his arm.
Yeah.
And Claire was poking Eli's arm, teasing him, and he didn't like it very much. Well, you guys, I want to talk a little bit about what do you feel like you learned? What did you learn from making this movie with us?
It was hard to go on having to paddle the boat. It's hard to paddle it because at first I thought you did this to paddle it forward, but I actually made it backwards. It's really cool with the paddles because when you go like this, when you push it forward, it goes backwards, and when you push the paddles backwards, it goes forward.
Yeah, you had to learn how to do a little bit of work on a rowboat, huh? That was one other thing that was hard. Also, you know what I think was hard about making the film together as a family? Sometimes it kind of made it hard to kind of just be a family, huh? Because we had to wake up super early sometimes or stay up really late, or sometimes we actually didn't see each other very much. What were you going to say?
So also, it was really hard because I didn't want to fall into the water, but there was a cushion, but I was afraid if I fell on the cushion, I might fall into the water, not the cushion, on accident. But Amy was there, and she said, Amy's there, she'll help you if you fall. And I was staying there. I had to get a few shots because I got my arm up a little bit and they could see it. So we had to do some shots so I could stay still.
Yeah, you had to fall off the boat. We had a little floaty behind the boat, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had to do it many times. Yeah.
I like it when we were floating up those bumps. We're going up and way on the tube, and he was sitting there, and I helped Grandpa drive the boat,
I think you're thinking about when we went boating with Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the movie. Yeah, but that was fun, huh? Yeah, that was a different thing. Sometimes it was hard to know the difference, I guess. Well, you know one of the things I learned, you guys? I think that if you guys are in another movie that we make, I think one of us will be not working on that movie. So you always have a parent to be with. That's something Mommy and I learned. In fact, I think for a while, Mommy and I are going to not be on the same set at the same time. That's something we've decided so that we can keep one of us with you. And that was just something we learned about ourselves. And maybe that'll change as you guys get older. But probably for a while, we'll just not be on the same set. What is it, Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
You're saying.
What I'm saying? Yeah. You think that's a good idea? Do you think that'd make it easier?
Yes.
Why do you think that'd make it easier?
Because I'm more used to my mom and dad.
Yeah. But do you like some of the other people you've gotten to meet who've helped take care of you sometimes?
Yeah. Also, we were pretending it was not really actually the middle of the night, but we were pretending it was the nighttime, in the middle of the night, and Adeline pees her pants, but not in real life, and I wake up and my mommy said, well, the mommy in the character says, Eli, go to sleep.
Oh yeah, because there's a scene where Claire wets the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. What was it like having someone else play your mom or dad? Was that hard to pretend, or was that fun?
It was not so hard when the mom was not so angry.
There were a few scenes where the grown-ups get angry, huh?
Yeah. I remember when we were pretending we were at school, but we were actually just outside walking with my grandma, and a bus left, but we were pretending we were not in the bus. We were in the bus, but we weren't in the bus. We were actually in the house.
Yeah. Adeline, what did you think about pretending that Brando and Scout were your mommy and daddy? Was that hard, or was that fun sometimes?
That was pretty hard.
Pretty hard? What was hard about it?
When Clay was making dinner and Eve was crying, being fussy, and she wasn't gonna eat it. Then she settled down.
Yeah, there was a scene where the baby was really fussy, huh?
Yeah. She didn't like making the movie, and she was really fussy, but it was supposed to be like her really fussy. It was part of the movie.
Yeah, her being fussy was part of the scene, huh? But, I mean, babies can't pretend to be fussy. Babies are actually happy or actually sad, huh? Yeah. Was there anything that was really fun about pretending that someone else was your mommy and daddy?
I don't know.
You don't know? Was there nothing that fun? I think that Brenda and Scout had lots of fun pretending with you guys. Adeline, was there anything fun about pretending someone else was your mommy or daddy?
It was pretty kind of fun when Amy was hiding with the cookies, and then gave the cookies to her, and she was hiding, doing ones in the red squirrel. I have no idea how to say this.
Stroller?
Stroller,
Mm-hmm.
and then while Brando was giving us cookies, and that's the only part I remember.
Oh yeah, there was a part where you're with Amy's character who plays Maya, the homeless woman, and she gave you oatmeal cookies, huh? Great. Yeah, that was fun. I remember we ate a lot of oatmeal cream pies on this movie set because they were props, and we ran out of that prop a few times and had to buy more. Well, you guys, I think that we all learned a lot as a family about ourselves. There were definitely things I'll do different next time. There were things I really enjoyed. Bless you, Adeline. Did you want to say something, Marshall?
So I wanted. I thought the cream cookies were yummy, but they were not healthy, and it made my tummy not feel very good.
Yeah, I probably felt some of that too. When I would eat them, I would feel a little sick sometimes, yeah. Well, these are all interesting things we learned about food and about each other and about ourselves. We learned about maybe some things we would do differently next time if we ever made some more movies together. Do you think we'll ever make a movie again together, Marshall? Do you think that you'll ever help me out on projects in the future?
Oh yes.
Oh yes? Why do you think?
Because some of the parts of the movie I was pretty good, so I think you might help me with some projects again in the movie.
Oh, you thought you were pretty good in the movie?
Yeah.
And so you think I'll want to help you on some projects in the future?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's true. I think you guys did good work. Adeline, do you think that you might want to do something like this again, or do you think that was just like it was fun but you don't want to do it again?
It was kind of fun, but I didn't remember, so I wouldn't want to do it again because I don't remember.
You wouldn't want to do it again because you didn't remember it? Maybe it wasn't a very memorable experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, I want to do it again, but I didn't remember it very much. I just really think Adeline said something not really actually true. She couldn't remember very much of it because she was reminding me things I couldn't remember, and she was saying a lot of things, so I don't really believe she doesn't remember.
Well, she remembers a few things, huh? And we all remember different things. Yeah, but I've sometimes am surprised that even just a few months later when I'm watching through footage for the scene, there's things I don't remember. I watch through and I go, oh, I didn't remember that we did that, or that I said that thing on set, or that I forgot about this thing. There's details that... There's a lot. It was 31 days. Did you know that? That Mommy and Daddy worked on shooting the movie. Well, now that we're divulging into which hand is our left and right, that just about concludes our interview. You guys, I want to just say thank you to both of you for all your help and hard work on the movie. I know that was really hard on each of us individually, and it was hard on us as a family too, but we learned a lot, and it was lots of fun, and I'm really proud of us. I'm really proud of you, Adeline, and of you, Marshall, and I'm proud of Mommy and of Eve when I look at a lot of the scenes that we made together.
My mom is right now in the hospital because my mom is pregnant and she has bleeding in her tummy, so she's at the hospital. But when we were making the movie, she was not, and I couldn't actually get up onto the wing. I couldn't actually get into the plane when there was a biplane scene, a few biplane scenes, and so she picked me up so I could actually do it under so the camera couldn't see me there because I was lost, so you don't want grown-ups around. But there was the plane pilot, and we were pretending I was asleep in the plane, but I was not really actually asleep. And we pretended the plane pilot started the engine, and I woke up. And it was like, also when we were on ground, we had the blanket fall off out. We tried to get it because I was holding it on my lap. But when we were in there, the blanket didn't go away. I was holding on tight enough. But when they thought if he was holding it on his lap, then it should fall off, so they had me pretend it fell off in the movie.
Yeah, do you remember how we figured that out? How we got it to make it look like the blanket gets sucked out?
Yes.
How did we do that?
I think with a leaf blower and that air squirter Michael had.
Yeah, Richard, our B camera operator, Richard Sanborn, was shooting with us, and he was operating the leaf blower for that shot, but the leaf blower wasn't what sucked the blanket out. What we did was we actually threw the blanket into the cockpit and played it in reverse, and I thought it looked pretty good.
Why reverse?
Because when you throw the blanket into the cockpit and play it in reverse, it looks like it flew out. We had to do some tricky timing to make that work beat for beat. We did a few takes, but you were really good at looking down and then looking up. Well, you were looking up, and then you looked down at your lap, and then we threw the blanket in so that it looked like the blanket flew out, and then you looked at it when it flew out. What were you going to say, Adeline?
The part that we would when we were despite when Amy was going up that hill, and I was saying, help, Mom, and my mom said, and I don't remember what my mommy said. That's the only part I remember.
Oh, you remember running around with Amy because she was running away with you?
Why? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you guys had to go on the steps by the library, and Miss Amy had to do, I think, about 20 takes because we were trying to get you to look up at the sky and say a line, and that was very difficult to get just right because we were on a very tight lens, and you were running down the stairs, and she had to hit a very specific mark, and you had to deliver your line just at the same time, and that was kind of tricky for you to do. I think we had to do that about 20 times, and Miss Amy had to go up and down the stairs on a hot day with a coat on over and over and over again. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
I remember that right by the library. That was a tough day. That was a tough scene to shoot, but we got it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you were at home that day.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you guys, thanks so much for doing this podcast episode with me. Can you say bye?
Bye. Bye, I love you.
We love you too. Thanks, Marshall. Thanks, Adeline.